Have you ever wondered what happens when you give a professional dominatrix a microphone? Well, you're about to find out. Let's talk about whips, chains, cuffs, oh my. Let's venture beyond 50 Shades. It's time to bow down to the host of Mischief Matters, Mistress Schari, but that's ma'am to you.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Mischief Matters Radio. I'm your hostess, Mistress Schari. Normally, my ever-loving sidekick joins us for the evening, but he's unable to make it tonight. However, we do have a great guest. Her name is CBombz, or CBombz, as she's also known as, and she is a dom who specializes in cross-dressing and feminization, which is something that when I first started in this business, never expected to get into so diligently, but I have as a result, just because it is one of the most common fetishes out there, especially one that is sought with the help of a pro-dom. So I'm really excited to speak with her. And before she joins us, and so that Catnip doesn't get upset with me, and I am not remiss, let me tell everybody how to contact us. First and foremost is our website at mischiefmatters.com. And we also have an Instagram and a Twitter for as long as Twitter will be lasting. We do have that, and you can find us at Mischief Matters there as well. We also have a Fetlife page, and we have a actual brick-and-mortar building for Mischief Matters, where I, of course, do all of my pro-dom sessions. It's located in North New Jersey. And we also open on the third weekend of every month for parties. We have parties coming up this weekend, in fact, that thankfully I will actually get to see CBombz because she will be there with me. And we're really excited for it. And it's been really great. We've been open just for a few months, and I have to say that it has been one of the best experiences and the most fun. We're teaching classes. We're hosting toy parties. We are hosting dress-up parties and social parties, and we had a movie night last week where I got to school some people on some 80s movies, so that was fun, although a lot of people who joined us were also big fans. So there's a lot of exciting things that go on, and again, if you're in the North Jersey area, you can look us up at mischiefmatters.com. There's a list of our events. There's also details about sessioning with me, the kinds of classes we teach. We are attending Naughty Noel this December, from December 1st through the 4th. It's in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. It is a annual kink convention, and I'll be teaching two classes and one activity at it. And so I'm pretty excited for it. And I heard some clicking on the phone. Does that mean we have a guest?
Yes, hello.
Hi, hello. Okay, welcome. Everyone, this is CBombz, and I'm going to give you a second to tell everyone a little bit about yourself and what it is that you specialize in while I take a drink of water. So I'm going to give you the mic for a moment, if you don't mind.
Sure, no problem. I am CBombz on Fetlife, also known as the Cherry Bomb. And at the moment, I do a podcast called Conversations with Crossdressers. And I discovered that I had a love and admiration for men who wear stockings and panties and heels and all of that. And I so much so that I've dated them, befriended them, admired them, and decided I wanted to hear more stories because they always have a story to tell. So,
they certainly do.
Yeah. That's why.
Go on.
No, I was just going to say that's why I decided I wanted to talk to more of them, as many as I possibly could.
How did you discover that this is something that you are into? Like, that's, it's not very usual for a woman to just discover, hey, I like a guy in heels. Like, how did that come about?
I was seeing somebody for a while, and they had told me that they were, like bisexual, and I was fine with that. And then one day they were just like, I kind of would like to dress up. I think they had done it on their own by themselves, but maybe not like in a full dress. I think that they would buy some like lingerie or maybe put on their wife's lingerie or something like that. But he wanted me to go shopping for him, and I did, and that part alone was exciting for me. Just the shopping for him. Like, yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to. He wanted to try it out, and I was like, okay, I'll do it. And I went, I got him some stockings and heels, a bra and panties, and a wig. He was very specific about what he wanted. So when he came over and put them on, I was just like, wow. I couldn't believe that when I was looking at him, I was like, oh, this is nice. I like this.
Really?
I like this. Yeah, and like we started making out, and I was touching the stockings on his legs. He had a very nice body too, so that kind of helped aesthetically. And then I don't know, we just started having sex, and I was just feeling everything, and everything was so like the tactile sensation was a big turn on. And yeah, I don't know. Ever since then, I was like, okay, I like this.
Wow, and I think that's awesome.
I'm down with it. Yeah.
I personally never had like experience with anybody who was into it until I became a pro dom. Like that was my first foray into it, and it was definitely different. It definitely took. I have to be honest. It took some getting used to for me, but I found once I started to feed off their excitement around it, that's really what drove me. So, but it's different for everybody. I mean, what do you find is the most common reason why men like to dress up?
The common reason?
Yeah, like the one that gets shared by most. And I know we could talk all night about all the differences and everything, but I've noticed like that there are two common themes so I was just wondering what you noticed as well. And I'm happy to share mine with you, and you can just tell me if you agree.
Yeah. That's a good question too, because I've heard a lot of different things, but I think one of the things that is common with them is that they do love women, and they like to, I guess, makes them feel closer to a woman, or maybe even empathetic to a woman.
That is something that I have definitely found, that like there is a they tend to have a greater appreciation of women as women, and
right.
What it takes to be a woman when they dress up. Like they understand, how it's not like, you have those old, even just when you're with your own boyfriend, like, oh my God, hurry up, get ready. Like they have a deeper understanding of like, that's just not a thing for us. Like there is no hurry up and get ready if you're a woman. It doesn't matter how low maintenance you are.
Right.
That's just not how it operates. And I find that they definitely have a deeper understanding of that, and a greater appreciation. I also really just, the little sadist in me loves to watch them put on stockings for the first time when they don't know how to do it, because, they all put them on like trousers, and it just cracks me up. And I'll let them go for like 5-10 minutes and through 3 or 4 pairs of hose before I tell them, we sit down for that. Yeah, right? Like, right? Haven't you seen that? And it's always like it's hard to do. So why do you really think that we're going to stand up? It's hard.
You have to like bunch them up first too. Like that's another thing they don't. Yeah.
Right, and they don't understand pedicures, or like, listen, you cannot have toenails that are box cutters and wear hose. It's not going to work.
No.
It's just. And I think that they start to get like, oh wow, being a girl, it's not a joke. It is high maintenance. It's not, it's not just shit, shower, and shave like they get to do, right?
Right.
And I think once they realize that, they sort of like, they have like an empathy for us in a way. And just, and they also, I find, appreciate all beauty greater because I think they realize what it takes. Like that it's not just about looks. It's, you know, and even the most beautiful woman does not wake up and look like that. So, I do find that I get that the men tend to be more on our side if there are sides when they participate in cross-dressing. But I'm still fascinated, just absolutely fascinated. Why men, especially once they realize how difficult it is, still want to do it.
Still want to do it. Yeah. I think it's just a lot of them also, when they tell me about their first time putting on women's clothing, I think it just comes from that. Like, they become very sexually aroused. And there's something about the feeling of the clothing when they're wearing it that gets them excited.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it comes from. And then they start feeling that this is something that's a real turn on, and they get sexually excited by it. So I think that's the one thing that keeps them going.
I do too, because those sexy fabrics, those satiny, like, let's face it, women's clothing is actually designed to feel better on our skin.
Oh, absolutely.
They've in recent years caught on that men like that too in their wardrobe, but for years, and I'm talking, and you know, as somebody who came from the fashion industry, you'd be surprised why that exists, but it's the most basic thing. Women have babies and hold babies close to their bodies. So their clothings and everything like that need to accommodate. It's all about, you know, in the, you know, the archaic world of fashion when it was all run by men, it was everything to make a woman's life easier. And having those softer fabrics they deemed was safer for children and so better for the mothers to wear who were breastfeeding and things like that. And it spilled over into like, well, damn, I don't want to just wear this when I'm breastfeeding. I'd like to wear yoga pants all the time, thank you.
Yeah.
And there we have a whole very high fashion for women based on silky, soft, sexy-feeling fabrics. And that's something that they just don't get, do they?
No. That's a kind of a point that I make in one. I don't remember one of my podcasts where I was just saying that, you know, women get all these choices in clothing and styles and fabrics and
men get kilts.
Men, exactly. They get boxers. They get boxers and briefs.
Yep. Men get kilts and boxers. You're absolutely right. Like, yeah.
I think though that, you know, like if you look back in history though, that there have been times where men wore skirts, not kilts, but skirts. Like skirts, it wasn't
and stockings.
Taboo. Yes. Leggings. Yeah, leggings.
And if you need more proof of that, there are 2 baseball teams named after it. The White Stockings and the Red Stockings became the White Sox and the Red Sox because that was the clothing of the day when those baseball teams were made. You know, men wore knickers, and underneath that were basically not just like an over-the-calf sock. It was a stocking, just like women wore.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, even for the most manly, you know, athletic men out there who think, no, men don't wear stockings. Yeah, baseball teams. You know, it's not new.
No, it's not
I know,
new.
I just shattered the dreams of jocks everywhere.
I think that, you know, because of how, you know, women became the dynamics of the 50s housewife and the male roles and the female roles, how it just developed over the years is one of the things that also makes it so taboo for men to wear women's clothing. Like it's not a usual thing. It's something that they would be ostracized for, you know, maybe like 30 years ago. Yeah, and then the fact that they're doing it, and even sometimes it's like a secret, I think also makes it even more exciting. You know, a taboo thing a lot of
And
times
that's where
turns into a fetish.
the second like pattern that I noticed is that humiliation of being discovered, being found out that you like women's clothing, that you want to dress like a woman, and in some cases be treated like a woman because you know, in most societies, you know, it's only been in the last 50, 60 years that, you know, women have not been second-class citizens, although recently in some states, and we won't get political, but they were made to be one again. But, you know, that's the thing. It helps them, like, they get our plight. Like, it's that humiliation of being, like, a second-class citizen, no longer having your manhood, your and the privileges that come with being a man, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because any of the crossdressers that I know,
power away from them.
Yes, because when they go out in public, right, and they forget they're in a dress and they try to assert themselves as men, they get treated very differently than when they're dressed as women.
Mhm.
You know, and you can only experience it when you do the other. You can't just ask people and read a book about it. Like, you experience it, and then you get to figure that out. Now, a lot of the different men that you speak to in your podcast and stuff, does the humiliation come up for them?
Many
do they
of
discuss
them
it at
are
all?
submissive. Many of them are submissive.
Okay.
Yeah, some of them do like to be humiliated. Yeah, they like to be, you know, put in chastity, or they like to have somebody, usually a woman, dominate them. Yeah, that's what I do notice, that they like to be shamed and humiliated sometimes. Actually, in fact, the original one that I talked about, he wanted me to constantly call him a sissy or sissy boy. Like, he that's what he wanted. Like, that was like such a huge turn on for him.
Right, and it's not even like you're calling them a girl or anything. You're actually calling them like a sissy, which is like it's an insult. You know, it's a demeaning name to call somebody a sissy. You know, it means you're not manly enough to do a man's job, by definition. Right. You know, I feel like it's evolved into so many different things, you know, recently. But that's where it came born out of. You know, and it's incredible. And you're right about one thing. The men who tend to like this, they tend to be very masculine in their life. Have very masculine jobs, have very masculine responsibilities, and yet they like to you know, it's, and I've always maintained this, I'm sure you'd agree it, but I'm very curious on your take, that whatever they do in their daily life, how they relax in their sex life tends to be the exact opposite.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that they have a lot of them have high stress jobs, not just alpha, you know, like masculine jobs, but more like high stress jobs. And then, you know, when they have all that stress, one of the ways that they relax is to dress. I remember that was one of like Roxy's biggest things. Roxy St. James, somebody that I dated. And the one thing that, as soon as they started putting on the makeup, that's what she said. As soon as I start putting on the makeup, her other persona goes away. Like, her male persona just disappears. And she doesn't have that high stress job anymore. She doesn't have to think about it. She's a totally different person. And I think that's part of the appeal, I think, as well.
For you?
For them. No, for them. I think it's like, that is one of the things that helps, that makes it more appealing to them, is that they get to be a whole other person. And the other life that they have it's gone. Like, it's gone from their mind, you know, and it's a way to relax and de-stress and get away from that high-stress job.
Exactly. That's what most kinks are for most people. I mean, no matter what your kink is, it's so that you can break away, have a different pattern, have a different everything for just even a little while. It's so. First of all, it's wonderful to me when I do have crossdressers that come in to see how appreciative they are of being a woman. Do you find that too?
Absolutely.
It makes you feel good, like you have a partner, right?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah, I love that. And I also like a little bit of the teaching aspect of it too. Like I like to be like, okay, well, this color is not good for you. This hair color, you know what I mean? Hairstyles, hair colors.
Yes, I go shopping with them.
Yeah, like shopping,
especially,
like trying to.
Yeah, and especially for makeup, because makeup's my favorite thing in the whole world.
So
I love that teaching aspect. You're absolutely right. I love being able to when was the last time you cleaned that makeup brush? And they're like, you're supposed to clean your makeup brushes. I'm like, have you ever painted a house before? Right? Like, you clean that
you're better than I am because I don't even clean my own makeup brushes.
Oh, then we have to talk. That's so funny. I love, because of my obsession with makeup, I love to teach. That is the one thing that I definitely enjoy. I have a client who comes for an hour makeup lesson. It's my favorite lesson. It's my favorite thing to do. Just to explain them, no, if you can't shave today, just put a primer on. Like the little tricks and tips, and they're so grateful, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're always looking for something. They're always looking for, better ways to cover stubble and, just to make their eyelashes longer, things like that. So, yeah, anything that they can learn is wonderful.
Yes, they appreciate it. They gravitate towards it. They don't. It wipes a lot of the stigma for me, about how long it takes me to get ready and what all that. Just to have somebody who's like, oh my God, I totally get it now, right? Now,
in fact, I reveled sometimes in the fact that I was ready at least a half hour before. I'd be like, I can just lay back and do nothing now.
That's funny. Oh, that's really funny.
I just kind of see how hard they're working and kind of almost appreciate the fact that I guess because I'm used to it too, but just as a woman, I don't have to work as hard to look like a woman.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can't go out without makeup and still look feminine. Right.
Yeah. Exactly. And it's funny, they don't. It's not that they don't realize, but even I don't realize how much we take for granted as women of just the little sway in our walk comes natural to us, and they have to work at it.
Oh yeah.
The inflections in our voice, just the ability to flirt as a woman comes much more natural when you are a cisgendered woman than when you are dressing as one, and or even of course that's a whole other thing. If you could give just a little, because you'd probably explain it way better than I could, the differences between the crossdressers. Someone who's trans, there's a distinct difference among them.
Well, definitely, crossdressers are usually men who don't have a desire to transition physically, biologically to a woman. Most crossdressers that I've talked to seem to like their male self as well. They like being a man, and they also like being a woman, and they really don't have a desire to merge the two permanently. But there are some crossdressers that I have met, and there's also some crossdressers out there, I'm sure, that do want to permanently become a woman. and transition with, hormones and surgery and stuff like that. But, so they would be considered trans rather than a cross-dresser.
Right. But sometimes cross-dressing begins the journey.
Yeah. Definitely has. It definitely does that sometimes.
Yeah, I think until you know what you're into, really, you don't have a, you may not even have the vocabulary for it. Like, so it
Sure.
To me, it falls under that whole, you got to start somewhere.
Right. I think the umbrella term would be cross-dresser, and then you'd have, I don't know, transvestite, transsexual, transgender.
I know, and this is the moment where I wish that Catnip was online with us, because he would be able to rattle all this off for us like nobody's business, because it's what he does,
Yeah.
That's his, that's his area of expertise. But it's so fascinating to me, and it's so wonderful. I'm so glad you even shared your first experience, because that was really cool. We're going to take a break right now.
Okay.
And run some commercials. You and I will have a chance to chat on the other side a little bit. But when we come back, I thought we would discuss some of the either sessions you've had with people or great conversations. Just the parts where you feel, I'm all about everybody feeling good about their fetish and their kink. So I am never kink shaming anybody, I hope. But it's, so I want to discuss the positives, the things that you find that the men that you come across who really delve into this and really explore it, what it does for them personally, what you've discovered. Because you probably spend more time talking and listening to them than I do, because I only get them for an hour.
Right.
So when we come back, we're gonna look at that. Okay. So let's take a quick break and play some commercials for you. And you're listening to Mischief Matters Radio, and I'm on with CBombz. So we'll be back in a moment.
That's right, at 10 p.m. every second Wednesday on artistfirst.com. It's the worldwide internet show, the GL Henderson Radio Hour. Tune in to hear his special guests from professionals, live topics, and get a blast from the past with musical legends like Lisa, The Temptations.
I know you want to leave me, but I refuse to let you go.
Manhattans.
Honey, you are my shining star.
Shanice. Shirley Murdoch.
And we slept the night away.
Dana Dane.
To make it interesting, it's me, Dana Dane.
Tina Marie, and more. Tune in to the GL Henderson Radio Hour, the king of relationship drama fiction. Every second Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on artistfirst.com.
Hello, Arnold Schwarzenegger here with an important announcement. You may remember me from movies like The Terminator, but I would like to talk about one particular movie where I go to Mars. There is this mountain called Pyramid Mountain, and all this crazy alien shit goes on inside it. Do you think that's all science fiction? Think again, my friend. That's why you have to tune in to Pyramids on Mars UFO radio show on artistfirst.com. My friend Kevin Estrella, he is in a band called Pyramids on Mars. He has also been contacted by aliens. This guy has been a guest on over 15 UFO radio talk shows, so you have to listen to him. There's something going on, and it can't be ignored. He interviews people who have been abducted by aliens. He interviews alien-human hybrids. This is no bullshit. So get to the chopper! Do whatever you have to do and go listen. Get your ass to Mars. Pyramids on Mars. UFO radio.
Are you in the market for kinky and not quite vanilla people to connect with, date, or even just enjoy some adult fun? Maybe you're looking for the chance to learn from experts on relationships, sex, and kink education topics. Hi, I'm Nookie Notes, and if you answered yes to those questions, I invite you to check out my site, Dating Kinky. At Dating Kinky, we provide a one-of-a-kind dating site experience. You'll find an education hub with live and on-demand classes and workshops, books, and more, and an interactive community where people from around the world can meet and engage. And coming up on the horizon, look for the premiere of our Dating Kinky app. For more details, come check out our website at datingkinky.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at Dating Kinky and on Instagram at Dating Kinky Official. I look forward to meeting you. Thanks, and have a kinky day.
Okay, everyone, we are back with Mistress Matters Radio. I'm your host, Mistress Schari, and I have as my guest tonight CBombz, or known as Cherry Bomb, who is just this delightful woman I've met and been talking to about cross-dressing and the just all the details of it. And she does host her own podcast about it. And I thought one of the things that I like to bring to kink, to fetish, especially to my clients and everything like that, is, you know, this should always be a positive experience. You should always feel good about your kink. Nobody should kink shame you. And at the very least, when you try a kink, if you don't like it, you don't ever have to do it again. But if you do like it, it's nice to know that you can find your people out there that also like it too. And I think that's a lot of what you people can get from your podcast and stuff, is like it's a place for them to go, right? You want to talk a little bit about that?
Oh, yeah, sure. I wasn't sure. Like, this was just something that kind of came about spur of the moment when there was an event that Roxy was starting to promote along with some other mistresses and doms, and we were having what was called an extravaganza. And the idea was to have crossdressers come, and it was a whole event where, you know, we'd have vendors and, you know, games and stuff like that in the daytime, and then at night do like a little like partying and dancing. And I had the idea of, you know, just kind of recording some of their stories. And I thought, I'd do a little podcast and pick a little corner to just do some interviews with crossdressers. And it was a great experience. It wasn't super well attended that day, but I did meet a friend, a really good friend there, and that would be Mia. And she and I had a really great conversation. We talked for a long time, and she was so happy and grateful for me. And even now she is. Like, we're good friends, and she always tells me how she's so happy that she went that day and that, you know, that she met me, and how supportive I am of her. And, you know, it just makes me feel really good that, you know, like I like being there to be supportive and, you know, help them go through whatever it is they're going through, but also just be like somebody that, for the ones that I've become friends with, like somebody that they can go out with and hang out with, and they can dress up and not feel like they're walking into a place alone, dressed. So hearing their stories is one thing, but getting to know them as people and becoming friends with some of them has been really great. You know, I enjoy hanging out with them. I enjoy like going out dancing with them. It's almost like it's almost like you have girlfriends now, like
without the crying.
Yeah, you know, you just got girlfriends.
Right? It's different. You're right.
It is, and then it's kind of like developed from there. I just started like reaching out to people, and of course on Fetlife, when I'm kind of a sucker. Like when I look at a profile and if I like the way their legs look in stockings, I'm like liking them and following them.
That's
and then
awesome, though.
I get messaged. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm attracted to it. Like, I legitimately am attracted to it. So it's not like I'm just, like, you know, trying something out. But I tried it, and I liked it, and I still like it. So, yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I like the feedback is really great when people, you know, message me and say they listened and they loved listening to the podcast, and they love the fact that I'm supportive and that I'm a woman, and they love the fact that I'm even attracted to it, because let's face it, a lot of them, and here's a lot of the times where the stories are like heartbreaking to me, because, you know, a lot of them have to hide it from their significant other. Right. Or, you know, some of them, once their significant other either finds out or they try coming out to them, they're like, yeah, you could do that on your own, but I want nothing to do with it. And
that's what leads a lot of them to my door.
Mm-hmm.
You know, is because it's acceptable in my door and it's not acceptable in their own home, and sometimes, you know, a spouse or a partner will kink shame them for it, and
right.
You know, and I'm always, do you ever speak to couples? Because that's like magic sometimes.
I haven't yet. I'm getting closer to meeting some that are coupled. I've met some, though, together at events, but not interviewed for the podcast. But it's always nice when I see, you know, a woman that's dating or married to a crossdresser. I love that.
And I find it's so refreshing, especially when they participate with their partner. Like, they'll go shopping with them, they'll teach them how to put on makeup, they'll assist them, and, you know, it's not like it happens overnight either, right?
No.
I mean, because I explain to a lot of men all the time, especially when they're like, I don't know why she's not into this. I go, because, you know, when we meet our partner, we meet them because they're a man. Like, we expect them to do man things,
right.
So we don't, you know, we don't want somebody who's taking on our role. Like, that's where when I speak with couples, I find that that's the thing that all the women have to get over first.
Yeah.
And once they move past that, it helps easy. Like, I have another issue, like, where I love befriending them. I love having, I personally don't think that I could be in a relationship with one, because I like being the prettiest one in the room. So, you know, I don't want to share the spotlight. So I you know, I want to be the only girl. But, right. But, like, that's what I choose for myself, but I can befriend them. I love their company. I do find that they are much more sympathetic towards women as a group, you know, as our plight and what we go through. And certainly I find they're much more patient about even just us getting ready too. But are there any great, like, stories or moments from your podcast even that you found when you that just lit you up and made you oh, I'm so glad I do what I do, or that I'm into what I'm into?
Oh, geez.
I know, I put you right on the spot there. That's our job as podcast hosts. You should be used to this.
I have to think. Oh, but before I answer that, I did interview the last podcast that I just published it a couple of nights ago. I did interview a couple, but they were a couple it started out as a dom-sub relationship, and he had other kinks. And then he started dressing too.
Okay.
So he kind of feminized him. I'm not really sure, like, if it was something that he always had in mind, because it's something that he just started doing recently. So, so that was a little bit of a different thing. That was a little different.
Tell me a little bit more about that, because there is from a dom sub, it's And it's true. It's not always that someone comes to my door already dressed and whatever. No, they want me to feminize them. And that's a whole other kink. So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think that's how it started. That first his one of his kinks was that he's a puppy. So that's one of his kinks. And so that was how they got together. And then they started dating. So now they're a couple, and she, I think, started to dress him up, because I think that was another way for him to be submissive. I think he expressed interest in it first, but, then she started helping him get dressed up and putting on makeup and things like that. So this was something that I think came about because of his submissive side and allowing her to feminize him because he has this fetish.
Right. And I think that's what people should understand about this, that it's, like you said, it's not about a desire to be a woman or transition to a woman. It's a fetish. It's something that arouses them and turns them on.
Yeah.
And it makes them feel sexy and horny, let's face it. And it's that's I think where the power of it holds, because as anybody who has a kink or a fetish knows, that when you have one, it doesn't matter what it is, it kind of runs over you until you start to satisfy it.
Yeah. They become obsessed sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And do you have where you've spoken to people where like they've actually like shamed themselves over it, and they'll keep everything in their car and they go through the what I call the purge?
Oh yeah. Yes.
Where they throw it all away, thousands of dollars worth of stuff, and then they have to go and rebuy it again.
Absolutely. Almost all of the ones that I've interviewed so far, except for that last one, have gone through a purge.
A purge of some kind. Yeah, it's
at least one, but sometimes several over the years.
Yeah.
Sometimes the purge lasts a long time. Like sometimes they stop dressing for like a year or more, and then go back to it. But they always go back.
Always go back.
They always go.
And I always tell them, I said, like, it's hard to justify, in a sense, not going back, because it won't kill you. Won't put you, it won't put you in cardiac arrest.
No.
It won't damage your liver. It won't, you know what I'm saying? It's not the same as other addictions and things like that.
Right.
You can't get hurt doing it. Nothing bad will ever happen to you in a dress. I shouldn't say that. You're right.
That's not true. Yeah, because that's another side of it where it can be dangerous if they're
you're right.
careful. They can. Just like women too. Anybody can get themselves in a situation where if you don't know this other person, because I know a lot of them need their sexual outlet comes from meeting people online, and some of it is like anonymous stuff. Like using apps.
You're right. It can be very dangerous. I shouldn't say,
it can be.
But you understood what I meant. Like,
but I understand what you mean. Yeah, like they're not going to get a disease from it.
Right. They're not going to get a disease.
Just of dressing alone, they're not going to get lung cancer.
Right. Like as far as kinks and fetishes and habits and all of that go, this one is it really doesn't hurt anybody. Except for a wallet. Because it's not cheap being a girl.
No.
But...
Yeah, no, I was going to say, especially a girl who has to buy bigger sizes. Because a lot of them do, especially with shoes. Shoes are the hardest because they have to buy huge female sizes. If you go to a store, maybe you can find 11, but some of them have to wear 12, 13, 14.
I
know.
That's
difficult.
What do you advise people on that? Where do you have a place that you like to send them?
I don't have any specific places. I probably should start compiling a list though, because I'm not much of an online shopper myself, so I think that's the problem. But there are, if you just go on Amazon, you could find stuff. And I'm sure there's other shoe sites that you can, probably Zappos. You could probably get larger sizes there. But yeah,
Right,
no,
and
I don't have specific
probably
places,
the
but definitely
manufacturer site. But it's expensive.
It's
expensive when you go into bigger sizes. It's expensive when you have special, needs, like you said. Like, I mean, even in the women's fashion industry, you could buy a size small shirt and find the exact same shirt at a plus size store, and it's $2 to $3 more just because.
Right, more material, I guess, more expensive.
Exactly. It's really not. I can tell you the secrets of the fashion industry. It really doesn't cost any more to make it. They just see it as an opportunity to charge you more. But that's a different show.
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course.
But now, where can people find your podcast?
I usually put the links on my Fetlife page. So CBombz, CBombz. Also, if you have Podbean, it's an app you could download. Hopefully going to expand where I can publish the podcast beyond Podbean. I'm working on that now.
You and
but,
me both.
The links are there.
Both.
Anybody could listen to it. You don't need to have the actual app to listen to it. Just click on the link and you could start listening.
And it's just, do you find, do you get fan mail? Do you get, people just thanking you for even having the podcast as a place for them to, just feel a part of a group?
Yeah, I have gotten several messages, all of them positive, really, that they love the podcast, they love hearing the stories, and they relating to them just because they're in the same situation, and they love that there's other people out there that, are doing the same thing, and they don't feel so alone. And that's what, like you said before, it can be very lonely.
Very.
To be in that position, to have that kind of fetish or that desire, and then not have anybody else understanding it or thinking that there's nobody else out there that does that, but there's plenty of people out there.
Oh my
and
God!
Fetlife is I never knew until until I got on Fetlife and I started liking, and following Crossdressers, and then there's more and more and more and more all over the world, and it's just really awesome.
It's incredibly awesome. And I was at an event on Sunday. It was a drag, it was a bingo event for the Philadelphia leather community, and it was hosted by a drag queen, and there were drag queens there, but there was something I had honestly never seen before, and it was drag queens with full-on male beards and hairy chests and whatever. And my sub explained to me that there's a whole world of gender fuckery is what they call it, where they're just mishmashing it all. But it was so wonderful to see these men dance and lip sync and do their whole shtick, which, we all have seen a drag queen shtick before, but then to throw this other avenue into it just made it
there?
With who?
Was Bear Donna there?
I don't know. I don't remember their names, I have to be honest.
Okay.
But it was fascinating to me, and it was so they were just so comfortable in their skin, and when I tell you they had lots of makeup on, even when I do photo shoots and I have to wear a lot of makeup, I can't wait to go home and wash my face.
Yeah.
I don't like feeling all that on my face, and I know how many layers of makeup they have to put on to get the look right.
Absolutely.
Cross-dressers don't necessarily go full drag makeup. That's stage and theater makeup. That's a different thing.
Drag queen is definitely different.
Right. But it's still amazing to me that it's become so affluent across all the genders now, across everything. And it must feel just very satisfying to anyone who cross-dresses to know that they're not alone, that there's community for them, that there's women like you who are actually attracted to them and turned on by it. Some of these men must be dying to meet women like you. And it's just, I love that you provide that space for them. I love that you give that acceptance and that love, really, right? It's just, you have a genuine love for this. Am I right?
I do, absolutely. I absolutely
it comes
do.
across when you speak about it.
I would not be, I wouldn't have as many friends, and I wouldn't have the podcast if I didn't.
Do you have any that you share clothes with? I just have to ask.
Absolutely. I've given away clothes to a lot of.
Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's like nice. Like you get to like repurpose and recycle. Like, hey, what boots do you got? I'll give you these. You give me those for a while. Like you get to change up your own wardrobe. That's nice.
Yeah. And they put on the little fashion show for me. I'm like, here, try this on. Yeah, you can have it. Go ahead, take it. I love it.
Right. I love when you were discussing even feminization before. Like when I get clients who I think are a little bit like, okay, maybe they're not all the way there yet, but they lean towards it, and I'm like, here, just put these panties on for your ride home.
Yeah.
Today.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and then when they come back to me for their next session, they have the panties on.
And
I'm like, what's with the panties? I'm like, did you do that for me? They're like, no, I really like it. I'm like, I thought you would.
Yeah. Again, that's that silky material.
It is. It's like, and as one of them explained to me, a wedgie doesn't bother you as much when it's a piece of silk. Like a wad of cotton. Like a wad of cotton, that's uncomfortable. But a little silk G-string, not so bad. Right?
I love that. Yeah, that's funny.
And one of my favorites, I do have a gentleman who loves hose. I mean, loves hose. Hates garters. Hates them because they snap. And you're right, because of their certain sizes. And, you sit down and it's going to snap. And and even if you buy the right size, let's be honest, garters, they suck. They're horrible. And when I introduced them to suspender pantyhose, the kind that looks like the garter's built in.
The garters are attached, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I can't tell you. It's like I've changed their life. It's like a come to Jesus moment for them. I'm not kidding. They're like, that's all they buy now. They got different styles. They're experimenting with different kinds. And to be able to share that and explain to them, like, I get that you like that. There's a better way. Like, I can make your kink better for you. And then they're like, they can't thank me enough. They can't do enough for me just because I introduced them to
that one thing.
A better way to do something that they love,
Yeah. I know. I know. They are very appreciative. They're so appreciative. I've any little thing that I've done to help any of them, they always love it. They feel.
I will say, with the exception of drag queens, I would like to burn all the blue eyeshadow in the world. Right? That's all. They're always there first, and I'm going, you have gorgeous blue eyes. You can't put blue eyeshadow on blue eyes. Then I can't see your eyes. That's where the makeup stuff comes in handy for me, right?
Yeah, that's true. And that's one of my weaknesses. I'm not good. Like, I can put my own makeup on because I've been doing it forever, but I have a really hard time trying to put makeup on another person.
Oh, girl, I'll help you with that. I learned because I'm a licensed esthetician. I had to get licensed to put makeup on people, so that's how I learned. And that's when I learned about even men's skin. But oh God, that reminds me. Friday when I see you, I'm going to bring my book. I have a book he's my favorite makeup artist. He passed away years ago. His name was Kevin O'Kwan.
Okay.
But in his book, he shows how to do all different makeup things, and he also includes how to do like real life makeup for a man on a woman. I mean, for a woman on a, you know what I meant. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's a real live tutorial, where they can really function. And I love it because when I show them that, they're like, I didn't know I could do this. Like, I thought I could only do drag style makeup. Like, they didn't realize they could do regular makeup and look feminine and beautiful and enhance their best features.
Yeah, which is what makeup was intended for.
Right. it's like, I tell them all the time, I said, it's like painting. It's not about that you made a painting. It's that you made a blank canvas better.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I want to talk to more women, because I really would like to have a network of people that have strengths, like, makeup and clothing and photography. There's a couple of areas where I feel like they definitely need a lot more help.
Oh, well, I can certainly help with makeup and fashion. I'm raising my hand like somebody's going to look at me in my house, like going, "Oh, look, her hand's up. Call on her." Yeah. But I'm going to Naughty Noel in December, and one of the activities that I'm hosting is I'm teaching a makeup class for anybody. But I already know who the audience will be, the majority of.
Absolutely, and I have a student. Hopefully, I can get to you.
Oh, please, yeah. I mean, and here's the thing. Like, I love when I used to work at a dungeon, and there was, oh my God, did I love Jamie? God, she was so wonderful, especially when she would come with a new outfit, and she'd be so excited, and she'd say, look, I found the same sequin top that matches my boots, that matches the skirt, that matches the headband, and I would say, okay, pick one. You can't wear it all at once. That's not how we do this. Just because it matches and the pattern is the same doesn't mean you wear it together.
Fashion is definitely something they need. They definitely need that, because I've seen some outfits and I'm just like, oh boy.
Right.
Right.
Because I think a lot of times they buy what they also like to see women in. Do you find that?
I think so. Yeah, because a lot of them, well, first of all, a lot of them like to dress slutty, and I assume that that's what they want to see us in.
Right.
Clothes.
Or they've been to one too many Metallica concerts, and,
Seriously. Yeah, they could use some help and advice. Some of them are okay, but, there's definitely a lot of them out there that, especially when they're first getting started, too, because it could just be like they're looking online and they go, oh, that looks really nice on her. Just almost like we do, too. Like,
exactly.
Oh, that outfit's amazing on that model. And then you get it and you're like, no.
Right, or when you tell them, no, you know that word you've heard, girdle? You ever wonder what it was used for? That's how she looks like that. And they're like, oh, I want a girdle then, too. And I'm like, okay. And then they're like, how do you breathe? I'm like, we don't. That's why we're miserable sometimes.
Undergarments.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of that they need help with.
And that's when I find that they get a better understanding of women, when they realize, oh my God, this is what you wear under your clothes. I'm like, yeah, we can't go commando like you can. It doesn't feel good. It's very funny. And I see why you would befriend them. I see why you find the camaraderie, because then it's that camaraderie. It's that, see, empathize with me, feel for me, and then you get a partner in discomfort and pain.
Yeah. I do like that. I'm also just been tapping into my dominant side too with them. So I'm not usually like, that wasn't my thing. Like, I wasn't really like a dominant or a dom. Like, that wasn't really my thing. But
they look at you like the lead girlfriend.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's
right? Like the leader of the pack, so that they know how to behave.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And I love that. I love that, too, because it's like, I love when they come up to me and they'll say to me, oh my God, where'd you get that outfit? Or how'd you do that? Or how'd you know to put that together? And I crack a book, I open a magazine. Let me introduce you to the Bible, Vogue.
Yeah.
So it's nice. It's you're right. You feel like you have girlfriends. You feel like you gal pals, I call them. Like, it's more like a gal pal.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
because they're not bitching about their boyfriend, and they're not bitching about their wife. They're just really experiencing and commiserating about what it's like to be a woman.
Mhm. and wanting to feel sexy and, you know, wanting to feel feminine and sexy. So, you know, when they achieve that, I think that it's a little euphoric for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, like when they hear that, like, you look beautiful.
Yeah, when you admire them and, you know, you really like the way they look and you...
if anyone's listening, all women like that.
Yeah, that's true.
We all like to be told we're beautiful all
we
the
love
time.
it.
Never gets old. Even if we say, oh, my God, no, I'm not today. Doesn't mean we didn't like you. You know, it's that validation. It's that, you know, and you see it on their faces, too, like when they nail it. When they come out in that outfit and their wig is on right and their makeup's done beautifully and they got the walk down and they're like, they feel like hot stuff.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So,
I've seen the transformation from beginning to end, so I can appreciate that.
Yeah, and it's for me, I love seeing that light bulb go off when somebody finally gets like, oh my God, I'm totally okay. This is totally normal. Nothing is weird about me at all. And they get that self-actualization that like, fuck everyone else. I'm comfortable like this. This is my weekend. And if you don't like it, don't spend your weekend with me. Instead of them being like, I'm not going to spend my weekend dressed up because you don't like it. I love when they find that moment. Yeah.
And I really would like to help encourage more of them to come out more to friends
I'll
and
start
family.
school with you. It's needed. There used to be one. There used to be a charm school for crossdressers. I mean, I think that it still operates a little bit. I want to say it was in Essex County or maybe Hudson.
Mm-hmm.
But
I thought I heard there was one in Brunswick. I don't know.
Say it again.
I thought I heard that there was one in New Brunswick, but I'm not sure.
There may have been, but I think since the pandemic, like it kind of lost its mojo. So I have a place. We could start something.
I would love that.
Yeah, let's discuss that on Friday.
One of my strengths would be for what I would teach is teach them how to dance.
Oh my God! I didn't think of that.
I've gone out many times, going to clubs and a lot of times we go to Rainbow Mountain, we go to the nightclub, and when I watch them dance, I think to myself, holy cow, we need to teach them how to dance.
Oh my God, I love that. And I'm all about, oh my God, I just need to teach you how to walk.
Walking is important. I'm a little rough with heels. Like, I'm not great on heels myself.
I've taught enough models in my day how to handle a runway, so.
They just kill my knees. That's the problem. So, like, I will wear them, but then, like, I'll suffer for it the next couple of days.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Again, this is one of the things, women suffer.
We suffer for our fashion. We do. Nobody believes us.
Look good.
Yeah, they think it's just like a thing that we bitch about. But no, I can tell you. I mean, look, forget the fact that I spent as many years as I did in the industry. It's the best example of it I could ever find to explain to anybody what it's like is just watch Mrs. Doubtfire. I mean, it's really to show what it really shows. But that one scene where he's like, I'd like to kill the misogynistic asshole who invented heels. Yes. All women would jump on that train.
Again, men in history wore heels.
Yes, well, that was the only way they knew how to make shoes for a long time. If the shoe was flat, it meant that you were poor and couldn't afford them.
Yes.
It was a sign of wealth and status and stature. And thank God, because, Napoleon was short. Thank God for heels.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, really.
Yeah, they needed them to make themselves look big and important.
Absolutely. And you know what? So do we. sometimes that's how we command attention too. You know, you can always hear a woman when she walks into a room. If she's got on heels, all heads turn.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
it's something that's been around since the dawn of time. Oh, this has been fun. I almost don't want it to end, but eventually Z-Man will be like, I would like to go to bed. So we're going to sign off for the night. But I'm so thankful that you came on and to just and had good experience. I want to have you on again. Maybe we'll have you on also with somebody who participates in it. We'll do a show about that because I would love to have that going as well. But you and I will see each other Friday. I know the rest of the world who's listening will not. You'll just all have to suffer along and wish you were there.
That's terrible.
But, I think we should discuss about our charm school. Anyway, I want to thank everyone for listening. Give another plug for your podcast. Tell everybody where they could find it.
Okay, if you go on to Fetlife at CBombz, CBombz, the links to the podcast episodes are there. Or you could download Podbean and follow the Cherry Bomb.
Excellent. Thank you for that. I hope everyone will. I hope that anyone who's listening now sees another resource for them in you, and that it will, just make somebody's day. And if we can make a crossdresser smile, we've done good today.
Absolutely.
Really,
Yes.
I know we do. Like I know what it does for them. I know how just important and life-affirming it is for many of them. So I thank you for what you do. I really do. I think it's wonderful.
Thank you.
It's so important.
Fun.
Oh, you're welcome. And thank you to everyone who is listening tonight to Mischief Matters Radio. Again, I'm your host, Mistress, I have too many M's, Mistress Schari. You can find me at mischiefmatters.com, where you'll find links to additional podcasts. You'll also find our events, and we're located in North Jersey. And I say get out there, explore your kink, because, a little mischief matters. Thank you, everyone, and good night.